I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we'll try to explore how to write equivalent expressions using related acute angle. So I'll take a couple of examples, and I hope with those examples the concept will be clear to you. So let me first draw a coordinate plane. The drawings always help to understand the concept. So let us say that we have a terminal arm which is in quadrant 3, which makes a principal angle of, let's take it in degrees. Let us say that this principal angle is 150 degrees. Now, if we are considering sine of 150 degrees, then what should be equivalent to sine of 150 degrees in terms of its related acute angle? That is what we will be discussing here. Now, in this particular diagram, the acute angle will be the angle which the terminal arm makes with the horizontal. So that is the acute angle we are talking about. We also refer it to reference angle. So at times you may call it as A, reference angle. So this angle is 180 minus 150, correct? So here the angle is 180 degrees minus 150 degrees. And that is, let's say, angle A for us, the acute angle, which is 30 degrees. So that angle will be 30 degrees. Now 30 and 150 makes a linear pair, so it makes perfect sense. Now when we say that the expression has to be written as an equivalent expression using related angle, that means we have to write sine of 150 as some trigonometric expression with 30 degrees, right? That is to say, represent this in quadrant 1 where this angle is 30 degrees. That is what we are trying to say. Now, sine of 150 will be positive since we are in quadrant 2, correct? Now, all are positive in this quadrant, quadrant 1. In second quadrant, sine is positive. In third, tan is positive. And in fourth, cos is positive. Now, since sine is positive in quadrant 2, the related acute angle equivalent will also be positive. It has to be positive, right? For any angle less than 90 degrees, all trigonometric expressions are positive. Now in this particular case, we can write this as sine of 30 degrees. However, if we had cosine of 150 degrees, then in terms of related acute angle, that is in terms of 30 degrees, we should have written this as minus cos of 30 degrees. Reason being that cos is negative in quadrant 2. So negative value of positive value of cos 30 will give us the equivalent value for cos 150. Similarly, for tan 150 degrees also, we could have written this as minus tan 30 degrees, right? So that is how you can actually write any angle in terms of its related acute angle. Now let me take one more example and then you can write answers for that. For example, let's again take quadrant 2. This time we have, let's say, the terminal arm making an angle which is, let us say, 120 degrees. In that case, how are you going to write sine of 120 degrees, cos of 120 degrees, or tan of 120, let me write tan on top, tan of 120 degrees in terms of its related acute angle? So let that be an exercise for you. Now let's take angles in radians, right? So this time I will take terminal arm in quadrant 3. So let us say that the terminal arm is right there. And the value of principal angle for us in this case is, let us say, 210 degrees. In that case, what is the related acute angle? To find this angle, we know it is more than 180 degrees. So we could do 180 degrees plus alpha equals to 210. And from there, we can calculate alpha equals to 210 degrees minus 180. which is 30 degrees. So that is one way of calculating. Now let us consider this angle in radians and redo the question. Let us say the angle is 7 pi by 6. I've taken an equivalent angle so that I don't have to redraw my drawing actually. So here the terminal arm is in radians 7 pi by 6. Now to write the acute angle in radians, you could consider pi as 6 pi by 6. Do you see that? How easy it is. Now we know this position is 7 pi by 6. That is to say that the acute angle is pi by 6 more, right? So that is how in radians you can very easily calculate the related acute angle. So it may sound difficult looking into fractions, but kind of is simpler. Now let me share with you some examples. Let's say if I have sine of 7 pi by 6, how can you write this in terms of related acute angle? We know acute angle is pi by 6. How about cos of 7 pi by 6 or tan of 7 pi by 6? Can you write down these answers? Well, as you know, only tan is positive here, correct? And therefore, only for tan we'll have a positive value and it will be tan of pi by 6, the acute angle. For others, we'll have negative values. For sine, it will be sine of pi by 6. For cos, it will be minus cos of pi by 6. I hope that makes the concept clear to you, right? Now let's consider one more case, and in this case, we'll consider terminal arm in the fourth quadrant, right? So in fourth quadrant, as you know, only cos is positive. So I'm writing C here, saying that only cos is positive. Now let us take the related acute angle. Okay, let's say the principal angle here is, what should I write? Let me write this angle as let us say 11 pi by 6. Let us consider the angle 11 pi by 6. Now, for this angle, what is the related acute angle? Well, this terminal arm ends at 11 pi by 6. Now, if I divide this pi into 6 portions, then 2 pi will be divided into 12 portions. So the end should be at 12 pi by 6, right? That is 2 pi. So easily you can calculate the related acute angle, which should be difference between 2 pi by 6 and 11 pi by 6, which is pi by 6. So we have related acute angle of pi by 6. Now the question for you, how are you going to write sine 11 pi by 6 or cos 11 pi by 6 or tan 11 pi by 6 in terms of related acute angle? Think about it and then let me know. If you have questions, write to me. I can help you find the answer. Thank you and all the best.